It's because in Finland, men are known for not taking the first
Oh,
move.
they don't?
Yeah, it's very common that they don't approach you.
Wait.
Unless they're very drunk. So that's a very big cultural
I
difference.
heard that about, is it Germany as well?
Maybe, I don't know. But yeah.
So women in general approach the guys?
I don't
Oh,
know.
how do you?
I don't know. I have no idea how people partner up there. I don't know how it happens. No clue.
Wait. So if you're a confident person and you go there, you're definitely gonna enjoy the dating scene.
I think so. Yeah, for sure. So I do have to give credit for Kenyan men for at least taking initiative. There's nothing wrong with that. But there's also a time and place to do that. For example, I don't appreciate when it happens to me in doctor's office, which has happened. Or, in an Uber, someone trying to kidnap me. I don't appreciate that either, which has also happened. But,
I wanted to go drive off with you, go with you somewhere.
Yeah, so, like time and place. But, when someone a Boda guy just, does a cool move, trick with the Boda in front of you and can I give you a ride? That's fun. But yeah, there are things to get used to, and I also have to be very careful here with men, because they will shoot their shot very often.
Oh yeah.
And sometimes it's not in a situation where I want it to happen.
Okay, now also, because I know you haven't you've said you haven't dated back in your country, just fellow, do you call him Finnish men?
Yeah.
That's the correct term, right?
Yeah.
But even just maybe from friends and relatives, how's just dating there compared to just African? As much as, yes, we've said our men do approach people, women, but how is it compared to, even just from watching, from just an observation kind of point?
Well,
what people do for fun, how people couple up before they meet each other, before they settle, even moving together.
Right.
And such things. How is it just compared to Kenya?
Well, first I have to say Kenya is a very, class society. So I feel like that will affect dating a lot. The dynamics in terms of money and power. That will not be very visible in Finland.
Oh.
Because we are kind of equal.
Everybody will kind of okay.
I mean, obviously there's differences, but not as much as
here.
But
not as much.
So I feel like here, those situations might often lead to very imbalanced dynamics and people using each other. So I see that more here.
Very true. Very true.
In any direction, people can use each other.
Very true.
So, and also, let's say, family planning is much more common in Finland. So much less unclear situations in terms of...
Explain that.
I mean, there's less babies being born out of, casual relationships and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So...
There are a lot of... Okay, I don't know whether you've noticed, because depending on how long you're here, even just in general, now there's I don't know if I call it an epidemic, but we have a lot of single moms.
Yeah.
Alone.
I've
and
noticed.
Even when people are talking about it, it's just casual. It's I just got the baby from him and, I don't even need him and I don't even understand.
I do have to say we also have a lot of single moms in Finland, but I think that's more maybe due to high divorce rate. I don't know. But somehow the dynamics are a bit different. But yes, I've noticed. If I go to beauty salons, for example, it's often a single mom who's taking care of me. So yeah, I just feel like things are more complex here because of all these different
Actually,
dynamics.
The class thing,
Yeah.
That's the biggest factor, I think, that's just end casual. Do people get married there, or they can also just have kids without even marriage?
You can,
what's common? Because kind of dating now and marriage is completely different. And even for me, I won't even lie, I would want to have something that's close to normal. Because things are just too complicated right now. I mean, it'd be what's wrong with just having a wife and kids and just living happily ever after? I don't know.
Exactly. I mean, I'm the same. And well, especially in an international situation, I want to lock the relationship with marriage because it will, when you have two different passports, things get very complex if you're not married. But so that's my observation. Nairobi is famous for all this character development that you need to go through because of the dating scene.
Yeah.
So, but I don't know if Nairobi is presents the whole Kenya very well, because then again I do see that very traditional family dynamic, like, you know, here, like the woman is maybe at home, the husband works, and you have your kids, and like you stick together through difficulties.
I think it's a small margin, but what I can say is, especially like just with millennials, there's been a big gap with just single moms. And Gen Z, I do not even know who's gonna save you, because that's a whole different story. Like, people just don't even believe in even just in love anymore, or it's just like love but loving multiple partners.
Right.
And you see, that's just, I don't
more
see
complexity,
but I don't see how that's sustainable in future, because we can play that game, but how does it end up? Let's say for a young lady who's like in her 20s, and I can use the word waste her youth, because between your 20s probably is where you should find like your partner, the person that, you know, you can click with through thick and thin, you like their habits, you share your experiences with them and grow with them. But if you don't find that partner during your peak, I'm guessing like now in your 30s, it kind of starts getting a little bit difficult.
I totally get what you mean. Like, no fear mongering. Like, you know, I'm 31. I'm gonna turn 32 this year, and like I didn't find my partner during those years, which I was a bit afraid. You know,
True, right?
Because I'm seeing, you know, the good guys who I went to school with, everyone's getting married, and I'm like, ooh. So I need to find someone who's divorced now, or what?
Because what's our situation? Who will I grow with now? Who will I have these experiences in my 20s, so that we can talk about them probably even when we're in our 30s, and we can talk about good old days. And I think now people are skipping that part, and I think that's like the most important and even special part.
Yeah, I get your point. I have to say, I come from a background, again, you know, maybe my age group in Finland is a little bit like Gen Z's here now. Like, polyamory is quite common. I have Finnish friends who live in relationships like that, and they seem happy. I'm just like, ooh, not for me.
It's just working out casually, just like that for them.
Yeah, it's working out, but I feel like maybe these are also women who don't necessarily want children. I think that simplifies it a lot.
But what about long term though? Because I'm always having this conversation, and I even want to know, okay, of course for you, I'm sure, like even how you're talking about like family and everything, that's what would make you happy.
Yeah.
But even like people who are doing that, like the polyamory thing, how is it sustainable probably, let's say, when you get to your 40s?
Yeah.
Because all your friends will probably be married with their kids. And even if you're trying to hook up with guys are looking at younger girls. Because let's say you're 40, you're competing with girls who are between 39 to 18. That's a whole different big group of women that you have to compete with.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe, you know, then at that point you need to move somewhere to, I don't know, Thailand, to some commune, you know, like hippie type of life, which I don't know, could be good life. But I kind of agree with you. You know, I'm not gonna judge people. Just live your lives however you want. But for myself, I think I want that, you know, typical traditional thing.
I think we all kind of. I'm sure people with, like you said, character development, maybe bad experiences, even maybe at home, that affect how people view relationships. But if you think about it wisely, like long term, let's say even if you're old, I mean, it would be nice your kids to come and visit you. You don't want to be old and nobody's coming to visit you, because as we grow old, we also have to admit, we know eventually our parents won't be here.
Yeah.
So it's going to be us who are old. So if you don't have kids or grandkids who are coming to visit you, that means you're alone. And, you know, do you have retirement homes, or what are they called?
Yeah, but they are
old
so
people.
expensive in Finland.
That's the thing. So you can only imagine, you're old, it's expensive. Your kids, even if they want, your kids don't exist, so they can't even boost you financially even if they want.
Yeah.
So that means you'll just be in a big old house alone.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anybody who would, in their rightful mind, if you're thinking, I don't think that's any close definition of happiness. We all have to agree that's just not going to make anyone happy.
And I really hope that, you know, if there will be, you know, a lot of people who are in these situations, then they will come up with like co-living arrangements and stuff, because, you know, humans are not meant to be alone.
You can't be. Just anytime you stay even alone in the house, if you overdo it, you start thinking like, I think I need to go out and interact with people just a bit, and then I can come back. Even if you're an introvert, we still always crave that person that we can just talk with, laugh with, cook with, and everything. Also now,